and this was technique. Let's go into it. We can have the cards dribbled. The spectator can stop whenever they want, not of force. We show the card, and as we put it back inside the pack and have the cards ready to be shuffled off by the spectator, we are very far ahead. Again, I'll do it one more time. Spectator can just stop whenever, or they can just put back the card and I can display it. Let's just say for the context, this card in this case, we display it, we put it back inside the pack, and as we square up everything and hand the cards out to be shuffled, we are very far ahead. And this is a very, very wonderful technique, and I can't believe it was nearly forgotten in this jam session. So let's get into it. So to get into this technique, we don't really need anything. It's just impromptu. It's a beautiful thing you could do on the offbeat or whenever you just want to fry magicians or whatever. We have the cards dribbled like a Kelly bottom palm. It's going to go basically like a Kelly bottom. It starts out first half as a Kelly bottom. So we display the card. Our fingers are overhang first, second finger, third, fourth, and the forefinger's right here, just chilling. Could be alongside, whichever, doesn't really matter. And thumb is just alongside on the back. We fold the card back. Yeah, we can do it either way, but I like it. I think it's better that we include the forefinger on the curl part right here. We use the other fingers to curl a card, the bottom card, and just move it and pop it out like so. Okay, this is the Kelly bottom placement, described in books by Guy Berger. Looks like so. He says it wasn't totally natural, but with the way we go about it, it looks very, very natural. So we show it, and we get into this position. Now this would be flashing right now, but in the context of the showing the card and it coming down, then we can pop it out and it's less visible. And if we're doing in a transit motion, it's even less visible. So as we come down, make sure we've got the clearance. Then we do Kelly bottom. As we put the pack together, the card that was shown goes to the bottom of the pack. So in flashing, it looks like this. Okay. And if you were to do just a Kelly bottom placement, just to control a card to the bottom, we would have the cards dribbled, we'd show the card, and then we pull it off. But if in actuality, when not flashing, it would look like this. And then we would put the Kelly bottom card, square everything up, and the card would be on bottom. You can do an overhand shuffle, and the card would remain on bottom. That's if you're doing a regular Kelly bottom placement move. But I wanted to make it further, and I wanted to use it as a palm, an easy to get into palm for my dominant hand. So this is what I came up with. There's just a little bit of differences to it. So we've done the Kelly bottom move right here. Here. We put the card back together, so it's in this position. Now all you have to do is square it, and now you're in the Kelly bottom placement and you complete the technique. We're not going to do that. So we have it sticking about quarter way out, about I don't know if that's an inch, like 3/4 of an inch. And so is the card sticking out like so. So again, we have the Jack clubs, comes down, and then meets, I'm going to flash so you guys can see what's going on. It comes together, and then push it so it just squares along. So it's right here. Looks really bad from underneath, from the top. It just looks like you're ready to square the pack. Now here's what we do in this action, or this brief time. The pack that would normally come down to square it is going to put the card that's separated out from the pack right here. It's going to place it directly into the hand. We're going to place it directly into the palm of the hand, and then the pack comes up a bit. The two packets come up a bit, allowing the thumb to readjust and the lower hand to readjust. The thumb applying the right pressure in the center of the hand, so your pinky and your thumb can get the proper grip. So it goes from here, and then the thumb pushes it into a palm. Okay, now this looks terrible from this angle. I'm just like literally just grabbing this card. It's so blatantly obvious, but it's not. We put the card into our hand, and then we're using this hand, the packet right here, as the cover, the shade needed to be able to complete the technique. Meanwhile, in exposing, the thumb comes down to push the pressure needed to keep this card in the palm, or get into a really, really juicy palm that I really feel good about. You really feel good with this technique because you don't have to do much effort. So once we got the card So once we've got the card, put it inside. Then we rotate with the dominant hand holding the palm card, okay? This is important. So it comes down, pushes the card in. I'm flashing right now, but in actuality it'll be up to here. This is what it should look like. Cracks in the mirror. But when you do the actual move, I'm going to use different cards that bent it too much. Let's just say right here. Too close. We do the move, and now we got it right here. In this position. We've done the move where we're actually using our thumb, the thumb and the nail, to push down the card into the palm as we're rotating this hand. This dominant hand is rotating. And we're not flashing here, we're flashing here. But I'm doing this for exposure. And then from here, we square the pack. And then after you square the pack and hold it still with this hand, you can use the upper hand to square it once or twice. And you can set it on the table. This hand relaxing, this hand coming forward. Bigger action covers the smaller action. All the focus is here. And it just looks like you square the pack up, putting the card somewhere in the center, and you can hand them out to be shuffled. This hand can just be relaxed down the side, whatever. In the case that we're tabled, I can leave the hand here, dirty work. But normally, if I'm standing, I'm just down my side. If you need more cover, you can put your thumb right here. I know it's the correct technique. A lot of people are going to call me out. Jeremy Griffiths is probably going to call me out saying, "You have terrible palm technique." And you know what? I don't really care. Because honestly, if you have enough misdirection, then it doesn't really matter what technique you use. You just want to get away and get to the theme of the plot, right? Some people worry too much about mechanics. If you're not being burnt. But if you are being burnt, then I can imagine the proper palm technique being invaluable. But I never have to worry about it. I got tons of misdirection. I am my own misdirection. Ooh. Anyways. A couple of times I'm going to review the technique, okay? So you can see it. I'm going to flash, and then I'm not going to flash. I'm going to do it 3 times each. Flashing. That's 1, and then I'll just do it twice more, much faster now that you see what's going on. 2, and then 3. Let me do it the 3rd time. I'll do one last time flashing so you can see the work. You square the pack. It's such a natural gesture when you got the card. Now I'll do it not flashing in normal view. Card dribbled. Could be done this way, or you can literally have the card put back and then show it one last time as you do the move. If you want to do it outside of just a card selection, you can do it as a placement to control the card. I'll do it without flashing. There we go. And that's what it looks like. Keeping your fingers so they don't give windows, and bam, you've got it. So that is the Blair technique. It served a lot of purpose, and if I want to do something very sneaky, if I want to do a poker game or something of that nature, I can just look through the cards. You can just look like this. If I want to steal one card off, I can just do that. And then I got a card. You can use in gambling routines. You can use it as just a one-off to play a joke with your friends. I'll give a use for it. You do the Blair technique, control it right there, palm it off. And then you say shuffle the cards, I'll look away. You turn away, get a little dab of spit, put it on your head, slap that card on there, and when you turn around and you say you shuffled, okay, I'll take back the pack. And then when they eventually look up at your forehead, the card is staring them in the face, which is quite hilarious. So those are my ideas on the Blair technique. I know there's probably many more, but I wanted to cover the core of the technique so you can enjoy it. It's really honestly one of my favorite techniques I've ever invented. And I just really hope you enjoy it. This is the Blair technique.